Hi, thanks for joining us. You're watching Health Matters. I'm Renee Rouse with the Florida Department of Health in Martin County. Our mission for this show is to give you important and urgent information that affects the health and safety of you and your family. In every episode of Health Matters, we cover the big health and safety story on the Treasure Coast. If it's important to you, it's important to us. Here, we'll share information and tips on how to stay and keep healthy. In a segment we call Health Spotlight, we are out in our community showing what is being done around the county to make the Treasure Coast a healthier place. We feature segments about what people and businesses are doing to make a difference in the health and well-being of the citizens of Martin County. And lastly, in Health Calendar, we will hear from some people in our community who are raising awareness for important health causes specific to a certain time of year.
Tell us all about it? What do you think?
New moms have so many things on their plate. They have just labored through the miracle of birth, and beyond the fact that they have to care for a new person they just brought into this world, they may have a house full of family members and a job they have to get back to. And for some moms, this all adds up to a bunch of stress. However, through all the love and cuddles a new baby will receive in her first few months, it's important to make sure that your new child has the best chance of success later in life. And one of the best things that you can do for her and your newborn is to breastfeed her. Did you know that research shows that babies who receive only breast milk for the first 6 months of life are less likely to develop a wide range of medical problems, including ear infections, asthma, and obesity? In this episode's Big Story segment, we look at the benefits of breastfeeding and share with you where you can find breastfeeding resources within Martin County.
What'd you think? Look at your book.
Tummy time for little Reese is something Osha Warner cherishes every day.
Oh, good job.
And although Osha is not a new mother, it sometimes feels like it with 4-month-old Reese.
He's going through a growth spurt, so now it's like every 2. At least I think, because he's cluster feeding.
She has 3 other children ranging in age from 4 to 7, but handsome Reese is the first child she has ever exclusively breastfed.
I attempted with my first, and then it only lasted a month. And then my second was about a week. And then my third, he was just formula fed.
She says she was young and confused about breastfeeding when she had her first child. She didn't even know about its benefits.
A lot of people told me that just give him a bottle. Just give him a bottle, it's easy, and because I was having a really hard time. And there wasn't any support that I needed, and really that I wasn't seeking. I didn't know where to go anyways.
By her second and third child, she was totally frightened by the thought of breastfeeding.
Everybody telling me to give him a bottle, and that's what I did.
Lactation experts with the Florida Department of Health in Martin County say Osha's story is all too familiar. Young mothers who aren't informed of resources available to them tend to have a tougher time when it comes to breastfeeding their babies. For Osha, by the time Reese was born, she had educated herself about the benefits of mother's milk to a newborn and took advantage of county resources to help her along the way.
He's the last, and so I decided that I need to give it an honest shot. And there's a huge support system that I have that has made this so much easier because there's so many people that do it now.
That support system isn't something that residents of Martin County have always had. Lactation consultant Claudia Worley has been educating mothers about breastfeeding for several years.
When the moms come in pregnant, I see them for the first time. We do, nutritional counseling, and then we'll talk about breastfeeding. I would ask them, what have they decided? If they choose not to breastfeed, I would ask them the reason, why did they make that decision?
To Claudia, it shouldn't be a tough decision. The benefits of breastfeeding are numerous. Studies have shown that babies that are exclusively breastfed for the first 6 months of life are less likely to develop a wide range of chronic diseases and health issues, including ear infections, asthma, and respiratory illnesses. They are also less likely to die from sudden infant death syndrome.
So your chances of getting, breast cancer, cervical cancer, obesity, heart condition, leukemia, all of that is reduced when you breastfeed.
When Claudia joined the Florida Department of Health in the WIC and Nutrition program 6 years ago, she immediately recognized a need to educate mothers to these facts and help them get a better understanding of breastfeeding.
When I first started, I was the, only one here, and I believe that to move forward and get our numbers, where we are today, we need, peer counselors. And that was the vision of, breastfeeding in general.
5 years ago, she pioneered a breastfeeding peer counseling program for new mothers with the goal to help educate, support, and share information about the benefits of breastfeeding. And it seems to have worked. Out of 67 counties in Florida, Martin County is ranked number 1 when it comes to the percentage of mothers that breastfeed for 6 and 12 months. The program works like this. Pregnant mothers who use the WIC and Nutrition program are assigned to one of 4 peer counselors. These counselors are only a phone call away and help answer any questions that a new mother may have. Alyssa Stoddard is one of those counselors.
I think that when it comes to breastfeeding, support is the number 1 key to a mom being successful.
Alyssa knows firsthand about the struggles and frustrations new mothers can have when it comes to breastfeeding. Her first child had trouble latching on, and after a month, she was at her wit's end. That's when she got a call from an acquaintance that changed everything.
And she called me and she gave me some advice, and with 24 hours, my whole outlook had changed. So from one phone call, everything changed. And I don't know why I didn't give up, because I was in a horrible place, but she helped me, and she helped me inspire me and empower me, and so after that I became very passionate about breastfeeding.
And she shares that passion with the new mothers she works with. Alyssa was recently a guest speaker at an event celebrating August as National Breastfeeding Awareness Month. The event, sponsored by WIC and Nutrition, was open to residents, and they got to hear speakers like Alyssa share their experiences and learn about community resources. OSHA was one of the mothers that Alyssa helped.
But I did need help when, because he wasn't latching on correctly all the time. So it was nice when the take-home nurse came. She actually recognized it and jumped in and told me, make sure he's like this.
OSHA has been enjoying success ever since. But what she really loves beyond the health benefits to Reese is that she's saving over $1,200 a year by not having to buy formula. And an added bonus, burning over 500 calories a day by breastfeeding.
This is actually the quickest that I've dropped weight, which is always amazing and a plus.
To OSHA Warner, she gets a little emotional when she tries to explain what it means to breastfeed her little guy.
It's empowering in the sense that we are made to do this. And to me, that's amazing. It's absolutely amazing to know that I'm doing this for him, that he's gaining weight because of me. It's awesome.
And she hopes all women, no matter the situation, when they give birth, will give breastfeeding a chance.
I would tell them to give it a shot. Give it at least a month and try. Push through it and ask. Ask people. And it's empowering. It's really empowering.
With the summer heat and daily rains in full swing here in South Florida, it's not difficult to find standing water on the sides of the roads or in your own backyard. But those puddles that arrive after a storm can be hiding a dangerous problem: mosquitoes. That's right, those pesky critters that seem to be everywhere thrive in stagnant water. As a matter of fact, that's the only way that they can breed. And they are much more than just annoying. If you are bit, you could be exposed to serious diseases. If the mosquito population isn't managed, it can pose dangerous risks for you and your family. In this Health Spotlight segment, Bob Hoganson shows us how to protect your yard and your home from becoming a breeding ground for these pests, and how you can protect yourself from getting bit, and what Martin County is doing to control mosquitoes in your neighborhood.
here. This is one of our ditches where during the wet season it'll stay full. They like to hide under here.
Martin County mosquito control experts patrol our county every day looking for areas that those buzzing pests can breed in.
Well, it's mainly about source reduction. If we can go around the county and find all the standing water that's hatching mosquitoes out, we can eliminate a lot of breeding that way.
Female mosquitoes need a stagnant source of water to lay their eggs in. If a source of water is not treated or frequently flushed out, thousands of mosquitoes can be born and fly out into the world. And of course, all the rain we get in South Florida leaves a lot of standing water.
It takes very little water to breed mosquitoes, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. A tarp, upside down garbage can lid, we see them all the time breeding mosquitoes. Actually, even a little yogurt container. We've even found mosquitoes in a potato chip bag that somebody put out in the backyard, and it was full of water, and it was just loaded with mosquito larvae.
Gene Lemire is the manager of Martin County Mosquito Control and has been working with insects for over 30 years. He shows us an example of how easily mosquitoes can breed in just a little bit of water in these old tires near his office.
People have tires laying up against their house all the time. Oh, here's beautiful. Okay? Old tires like this are capable of just turning out mosquitoes, just like this. Tons of larvae.
And that larva is what county experts are trying to control. Most people are familiar with the mosquito prevention fog trucks that they may see in their neighborhoods, but that's just one of the ways the county is keeping you safe. Another line in the defense against mosquitoes here in Martin County is happening right here in these blue bins. The county is actually breeding a type of fish that when put into a ditch or a pond will actually eat those mosquito larvae. There are also 17 traps placed in all corners of the county.
It collects adult mosquitoes in a bag.
Crews check these traps frequently, and if the count of mosquitoes is high,
These are our eyes and our ears 24/7.
they know they will need to deploy more resources to that area.
We use about 10 pounds an acre.
Out of all the county's mosquito prevention methods, the most efficient and successful measure is to use what is called larvicide.
Yeah, we just spread it by hand. Just take a little in your hand and spread it very thin.
The chemical granules will float near the top of the water and kill any mosquito larvae that is present. But officials say they can only do so much. Controlling mosquitoes is a community effort, and the public also needs to be vigilant.
We have all kinds of places mosquitoes breed, anywhere from pasture land to roadside ditches to retention ponds. One of the things that we find, and we have found an abundance of this year, is people breeding their own mosquitoes in their backyard.
A recent Martin County Health Department campaign reminded residents to drain standing water around homes and cover skin when outside.
And you have pots, sitting outside that are filled with water. Bird baths are a big issue. Even a teaspoon of water these things can breed in.
Carlette Peck, the health officer for Martin County, says that residents need to do their part to keep the mosquitoes away. That means checking their yards every week for standing water.
Once a week, go around your house and look for any kind of standing water. The idea is to eliminate as much potential for mosquito breeding as you possibly can around your house.
It only takes mosquito larvae a week to mature into a flying nuisance. But more than a nuisance, some mosquitoes can carry serious diseases and make people very sick. Martin County saw this firsthand in the summer of 2013 when more than 24 people in the Rio and Jensen Beach area contracted the dengue fever virus. At the time, health department officials went door to door gathering information from residents. The similar mosquito-borne chikungunya virus was also found in a nearby county.
So we know that if mosquitoes breed here in Martin County and someone introduces somebody who's infected comes into our area, those mosquitoes bite them, that we could have potentially a dengue fever outbreak again.
One of the keys to prevention is to avoid getting bit in the first place. When you go outside, county officials suggest wearing long pants and long sleeves and wearing repellent on any exposed skin. Make sure to check age requirements for using repellent on children.
No mosquitoes, no dengue. It's that simple.
So remember, to stay safe and control mosquitoes, drain water from garbage cans, plastic swimming pools, buckets, toys, and flower pots, or any area that can collect water. Discard any old tires, drums, bottles, cans, or appliances that aren't being used. Empty and clean bird baths and pet water bowls once a week. Protect boats with tarps that don't accumulate water. Maintain swimming pools in good condition and keep chlorinated. And don't forget to cover up when outside. Wear long sleeves and long pants, and do wear mosquito repellent on exposed skin. If these steps are taken by everybody in our community, we can limit the chances of getting bit by those pesky insects.
Is this a highly likely thing to happen? Not highly likely, but it happened here. So when something happens here, that means it can happen again. And it may not be Rio, it could be your neighborhood.
For more information about mosquito-borne illnesses or any other health-related questions, visit martincountyhealth.com.
Thank you, Bob. We'll be sure to cover up the next time we go out. Now on to our last segment. We all lead busy lives, ushering our children between school, soccer games, and ballet recitals. Sometimes it seems we are in constant motion, never even getting a moment to breathe. But no matter how busy things get, it's important to remember that even the time together in the car or on the way to t-ball practice has a lasting effect. It may not be easy to do, but making time to have a sit-down meal with your family often can have a very positive effect on your family and your child. Research shows that family meals lower a child's risks of depression and using illegal drugs. It can also improve their engagement and success in school. For our last segment of the show, Health Calendar, I have Jim Wojcik, President and CEO of the United Way of Martin County, joining me. Martin County and the United Way are teaming up for Family Day. This is happening on September 28th. Jim, what can you tell us about Family Day?
Well, Family Day is a nationwide effort to promote the benefits of families eating meals together more regularly. Whenever families are able to do that, there are a lot of good things that happen for them and their children.
Excellent. Tell us a little bit about those benefits. What are those great things that happen?
Well, there are several benefits. The first is when families eat meals together, there's more regular communication. Children feel a little bit sense of belonging, that their family is there to talk to them. And then as a result of that, they feel a little bit better about themselves, and then they are more likely to have good school attendance, which leads to improving their grades. But maybe most importantly is that the research shows that eating meals together is a great prevention from children ever getting involved with drugs and alcohol.
Extremely important. I know in my family, we are big on family meals, and sometimes when you get back into the school routine and the activity routine, it can be really challenging. My kids have a lot of activities after school, and when we're not together, we miss that time. Because that's our time to, as you said, get together, share information about what's going on at school, share information about what's coming up maybe tomorrow or in the coming weeks. And it's, it's sort of our family meeting time where we can connect with one another, and it can be challenging. When we talk about Family Day, we want Family Day to be every day, but is there a number we should be shooting for at least X times a week?
Well, the research shows the more frequently that you can eat meals together, there are more benefits. But the magic number seems to be about 7 meals a week, which really breaks down to 1 meal a day. Now, that doesn't always have to be dinner. It could be breakfast for families if they work in the evenings, or they do have the busy schedule with the extracurricular activities. Or it's certainly on the weekend you can make an effort to eat dinner together. But we're also encouraging families to turn off their phones and their electronic devices, and when they sit down and have dinner together or a meal together, to communicate. We have a website called everydayisfamilyday.org. And if you go to that website, there's some great resources. And one of the things that you'll find there is a list of questions for parents to ask their children to engage them in conversation as conversation starters. Yes. So instead of just asking, how was school today? And you get a one-word answer, okay. These questions are a little bit designed to kind of help parents have the conversation with their children.
Stimulate things, get things going. I know oftentimes that kind of rolls in our family, and I've read some of those questions and they're really great, and I encourage everyone to turn to that because you do need sometimes a little bit of a little kickstart to get things going. And then once you hit the right thing, the kids, they can just go. You can almost say, okay, all right, we got to move on to the next thing. So how long has this initiative been celebrated?
This is the third year that we've been doing it in Martin County, and we have a list of wonderful sponsors who have provided some in-kind support as well as financial support so that we can do things like print posters and materials and pledge forms to be able to promote Family Day activities. And again, September 28th is designated nationally as Family Day, but our goal is to make Family Day all year round.
Every day.
So we're hoping to be able to have some things that we can continue to put as resources up on the website and encourage people to take the pledge.
Yeah, tell us about the pledge.
If you go to the website, there is a pledge form there which you can submit electronically, and again, it's everydayisfamilyday.org. And if you submit that pledge form to say that your family pledges to eat more meals together regularly, then you will be eligible to win a $150 gift card donated by Public Supermarket.
Perfect.
So there's even an incentive to do it.
It's an excellent
There's benefits, there's an incentive,
Right.
and it's just really a good common sense way to help families engage and have parents engage with their children in a positive way.
And I think when you think about family meals, you should also think about the health aspect of family meals. Coming from the health department perspective, incorporating fruits and vegetables, thinking about that healthy plate and getting lots of fruits and vegetables on that plate because that can help promote health, nutrition. I also like to get my kids involved in helping to prepare the meal because I always find when you can get them engaged in preparing, that kind of starts the conversation going as you're cooking. They get a sense about, what they're eating, why they're eating. They get some choices in how the stuff is prepared, and that kind of carries on over to the time when you sit down and you actually have that time together as well.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And if you go to the Family Day website, there's a video there of a dad preparing a meal, healthy meal, with his daughters. It's a 3 or 4 minute video. So it shows you how easy and fun that can be.
Okay, excellent. Family Day is coming up September the 28th. The website is
everydayisfamilyday.org.
everydayisfamilyday.org, and you can fill out a pledge form and enter for a chance to win a $150 Publix gift card.
How great is that?
It's excellent.
And then all the benefits that'll happen as a result of that.
Perfect. Thanks so much for joining me,
You're
Jim.
welcome. Thanks for having me.
It's been a packed show. Here's a recap of what we covered in this edition of Health Matters. Our big story focused on how important it is to breastfeed your newborn. We shared tips and resources for new moms wondering if breastfeeding is right for them. The answer, of course, is yes, it is. If you need more information, you can go to the Martin County Health Department's website, and that's martincountyhealth.com. In our Health Spotlight, we showed you the ways that the county is fighting mosquitoes and what you can do to help prevent them from breeding. Remember when you go outside to cover up and wear long sleeves and pants, and wear insect repellent. And finally, in our health calendar, we discussed the importance of spending time together as a family. Jim Wojcik, President and CEO of the United Way of Martin County, joined us and shared with us all the great things that can happen to your child when you sit down and enjoy a family meal. Well, that's it for this edition of Health Matters. Thanks for watching. I'm Renee Rouse.